There's a secret formula to making your videos cinematic that nobody really seems to be talking about.
I didn't think about putting these things in my videos for a while, and you probably didn't either.
When we talk about cinematic, we're saying that we want our videos to look like cinema, right?
What is cinema? Well, it's a medium for visual storytelling.
Just like novels and theatre, cinema has evolved its own defined visual language. And that's the first part of the secret formula. Remember high school English? How they used to turn everything into a symbol, like, oh, he was wearing a red shirt, which means he must have been angry or whatever.
As a cinematographer, every single decision that you make means something, whether you like it or not.
From where you position your camera, from the lenses you use, the colors you choose, whether the light is hard or diffuse, whether the music is blues or didgeridoos.
Think through every element of each shot. Think about how you want the audience to feel. If your shot is showing a character going mad, think about how best to convey that visually. If you're filming a casual conversation, but there's emotion in the next scene, start to warm the viewer up for that. That's 1/3 of the secret formula. Once we know what we want the shot to show and tell our viewer, we have to make it beautiful. How? We play God. Let there be light. Importantly, backlight.
It is critical to capture camera clips counter to the candela that is.
Put your light on the opposite side of the scene to where the camera is.
This creates depth and structure and, well, let's be honest, it just looks really cool. Also, don't forget, we must motivate. No, not quite like that.
Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine in the scene where the light would be coming from if it were real. Try to make it look as though your lights are coming from the same direction that light would come from in the real world. We're artificially crafting the light around our scene to best represent it. And in order for the audience to buy it and not notice that it's been lit, we have to trick them into thinking that our artificial constructed light is real. I call it lighting.
Right, now that we've covered that, onto the final ingredient for the cinematic formula, plus a few bonus tips.
We've created a scene based on how we want our audience to feel. We've lit it in a way that gives it depth. And now we need to push our audience into the deep end and immerse them.
What do I mean, immerse? One moment, I'll show you. Notice how that simple difference changed things dramatically?
In cinema, when a character looks directly into the camera lens, it's called breaking the fourth wall, or sometimes breaking suture, that is, tearing the stitches that are holding the audience into the story out. Most of the time it's done for comedic effect or shock value. But on YouTube, we do it all the time.
Go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my email community. Link. Rate this video 5 stars. Remember that?
Keeping our audience stitched in is paramount to particularly prominent productions. We don't have to have people on the edge of their seats the whole time, but making sure that the viewer is deeply immersed in our story so that they're not thinking about checking their phone or what's for dinner, and they're giving us 100% of their attention.
Figuring out how to create the kinds of videos that you want to create without breaking that suture between your story and the audience is the key here.
Sure, you could technically shoot the weather segment cinematically, right? But would it be as immersive as a hushed conversation, a fight between lovers, a streak of genius, a push for the win against all odds, a moment of reflection? That's the final ingredient and the most important ingredient to making your videos cinematic. Despite how they look or what gear you have, if you're filming on an iPhone or an Alexa, the most important thing is that you're making your audience feel something.
One final note about lighting, this entire video was made possible by and entirely lit using Xeon lights. They were kind enough to reach out and ask me if I wanted to try their new Molis X60 RGB lights, and I said, sure, what do you want me to do with them? And they said, whatever you like, so I made this. I haven't been paid any money, they just sent me the lights, but genuinely, they have been fantastic throughout filming this video. They're battery powered, they're small and light, and they have a remote control app, which is actually quite good and doesn't lag, which makes them really good for rigging up on really tall C-stands, which I can't get to without a ladder. Being able to just put a light on a C-stand without worrying about safety, without worrying about balance, without worrying about how to control it, just get it up in the air and then use it to light my scene the way that I want to is a game changer for me.
Thank you so much to Zhiyun for supporting what I do and making really cool looking lights. If you're interested, there's a link in the description below. If you found value in this video, please consider subscribing. It means the world to me that you decided to spend your time watching my video. Thank you for being a part of this narrative dialogue thing. Stay hydrated and create art.